Nobody can do that.
Yeah,
Which is nothing but like, that's new school to Houston.
Is this video?
Video.
Oh, this is video.
Okay.
All right, the brother said, my work inspired his work. And that's how we keep it moving on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna put a smile on my face all day long because that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? This can be done. Put your words together, put your stuff together, and bring it to the people. This is the Black Dot, and I approve this message.
My mom and dad separated. I went down south to live with my people. When I went down there, that's all them country boys was talking about. Eazy-E, N.W.A. Never heard of them up there. I've never heard of them. You know they had that one video, but they didn't play it on MTV.
Yes, yes.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy this record, see what it's like. I go straight out of Compton. When I listened to it, I had never heard that many curse words on one record in my whole life.
Yes.
I was like 14, so I wasn't allowed to listen to it in the house. You know what I mean? I could only hear it with headphones.
On low, yes.
Man, the way Ice Cube was rhyming, you know what I'm saying? To me, that changed the whole diameter of hip-hop.
It did. It changed the dynamics of what was allowed to be played on the radio, the shock value of it. And see, once you're from the East, you spoiled. We have a certain criteria of how we expect our lyrics to sound and our music to sound. They broke the mold of that shit. Now, we had been familiar with gangster rap.
They was flowing, though.
They was flowing. But we have been familiar with gangster rap already because Schoolie D really was already giving us some real gangster shit. Cool G Rap was giving us some gangster shit, but the way that they was delivering that gangster shit, the album Niggas for Life had to be in my top 5 albums ever produced.
It's great.
And it's sort of like a movie on wax with the skits and stuff. And it painted a very vivid picture of what they were going through that I wasn't really in tune with at the particular time. Now the Jerry Curl Juice and the way they rhyme irked me early on. It really, my son loved Eazy-E. It's really crazy. And I was the one touring the country with Tim Dog with the whole fuck Compton thing. And for him to like Eazy-E was kind of crazy. But I understood it, you know what I mean? I appreciate their music a little later as I understood it, you know, that they would paint the pictures about where they came from. But I thought corporate America grabbed that model and ran with it. And you had the Ghetto Boys and you had all of these other groups mimicking that and giving you this true harsh reality without the balance. So the way they depicted women and the violence became the template by which hip hop has never really recovered from. And what I thought Biggie did was on, what's his first album? Ready to Die, was gave you an East Coast version of Niggas for Life. You know what I'm saying? With an East Coast flow, he had the skits in it, and he gave you that picture. And we accepted it more because it was an East Coast twist to it, as opposed to N.W.A. coming from the West Coast. And they was Bama's to us, I'm not gonna lie. So these niggas is Bama's, they fight no fucking colors. What kind of savage shit is this? You know what I mean? So when Biggie dropped it, it was authentic, it was official. So it kind of had we needed the East Coast version of that to even appreciate that.
But see, I think what they did was painted a picture of what we didn't realize was happening over there on the West Coast. They was talking about police beating people up that maybe we didn't see over here. I mean, I thought them one of the greatest groups ever.
The fuck the police shit I was with. Because we can immediately, that's a universal thing, we can all relate. It's when they started with the, you know what I'm saying, they abandoned that as revolutionary shit. When the second album went straight gangster, that was when I was like, hold up, raping girls and shit. I said, oh, this is a little, yeah, this is a little extreme. And I thought that's where the disconnect came, but the corporate America jumped on that. Violence sells, sex sells, and it gave Europeans an opportunity to partake in our reality without having to be in our reality. So it became the first reality show, so to speak. They was calling it reality rap. You know what I mean? So it kind of opened up because the ones who was buying the records was white people. We didn't buy records like that. You know what I mean? We supported groups, but the reason they were selling out arenas was because white people were buying in, and it gave them the feel good. I can pop in my N.W.A. I can see what's going on in the hood and keep it moving. But something happened along those lines. Young people, young white kids started really liking this shit. You know what I mean? And started really taking to it. to the point where they began to adapt certain aspects of the culture. You know what I mean? And so now hip hop, or what you want to call rap today, is multicultural to the point where it's always been based on your skill set. So, you know, if you could get in and show that your skills was tight, it really didn't matter, especially in graffiti, b-boying. Those were extremely multicultural from the beginning. You know what I mean? But if you can get on the mic and hold your own, we respected that. N.W.A. gets my respect. He didn't get my respect in my first book when I said white men can't rap. You know, because I was talking about from a melanated perspective. I don't care how many words he put together, we can hear what is called like a silent beat. Yeah. As black folk, when we dance, see, white people dance like 1 and 2 and this, and it's everything is a linear layout. For us is 1, 2. You know, we hear that in between beat. So when we dance, we never off beat. I don't know no black people who are off beat, because even if I slip, I'm on beat, baby. You know, that's just who we are, because we have the ability through the third ear, that melanated piece of us, to pick up parts of the rhythm that they can't pick up. So Eminem was very technical in all of his lyrics. He knew the words, and he can put as many words together. It was technical, but the spirituality wasn't infused in his lyrics. He don't have that, that melanin ain't in him to the point where he can flow on the beat, off the beat, inside the beat. You know what I'm saying? And so it manifests. But I felt that he at least paid his dues through battle rap, and he came up through the rankings. And hip hop is about organically coming up through the rankings and earning your respect. The term down by law meant just that. You had to be down by law. What made you down by law? I can come across anybody and gain their respect. You down by law. So we gave him the down by law shit. Didn't hurt that Dr. Dre produced him. All right, so that also kind of segued into, you know what I'm saying, us giving him a pass. And of course, Dr. Dre created this fantastic story and shit about how he picked up a cassette tape in his garage and didn't know who was on it, and then he popped the shit in and
two things
all that old bullshit, you know what I mean? But that's to sell it. You know, you gotta create a mythology around certain artists to sell it.
I don't think Eminem.
Black and the white girls supposed.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
think Eminem dissed anybody that's worth dissing.
Of course not.
And to me, he hasn't earned. He needs to. If he's going to diss somebody, don't diss Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and your mom.
Right.
Diss Beanie. This Jadakiss, this style.
Well, he know that ain't gonna happen, because that'll truly test his skill base, but he don't want that. Nas said some shit to him already. Nigga, my shit is 10 times better than Eminem.
Eminem is the only guy I feel like in the rap game nobody comes for though. Nobody says Eminem, because don't nobody want, and he ate cannabis ass up.
At the same time, he not relevant. You're not gonna hear Eminem nowhere, no nigga.
Did you hear much from cannabis afterwards?
I don't know. Cannabis can really rhyme.
He got bars.
I think cannabis.
Cannabis can't do no with L.
See, Eminem has a machine behind it. Did you say Eminem couldn't do nothing with L?
Cannabis smoked L.
No, LL smoked cannabis.
I don't think so.
I thought I was a diehard
Never lost a battle.
Kumo
I
D
read
smoked
somebody
L.
shit on me.
Let me tell you why he beat Kumo D.
Bar for bar.
If he beat Kumo D, it's because the era was changing, so all the ladies with the young L, with the chest out, but bars for bars, I listen to L's bars, and I listen to Mo D's bars. Mo D had much better bars than L had, and I'm an MC purist.
Ever undefeated. I don't think nobody ever. Man,
okay, he took out Ice-T. Who the fuck couldn't take out Ice-T?
Kumo D.
He took out. Yeah. Right. He took them all out on that same song.
Right.
He took cannabis.
But not
I thought Cannabis had better bars.
Kumo D is a lyricist.
Kumo D is a lyricist.
Yeah.
And Kumo D shit was over a lot of people's heads. He took the L's and really rearranged each L.
He made it a sport like, yo,
I thought he had more bars, but the era had changed. Kumo D's representing old school, and people wanted to get that shit out of the way. So L won. I will give him that. But me being a purist, just sitting back, because I don't need the fluff. I'm not about fan favorite. I'm just listening to the bars.
Well, the cannabis got him on the second.
I thought he got him on.
I don't know. You heard
Train on a burning sand.
Yeah, he was killing it.
he had the bars.
Yeah, you already know.
However, L had the popularity at that time.
But L kept coming at it.
And L kept coming and buried him. No, L buried him.
Yeah.
L knew how to
No,
perform.
at that time, Cannabis was the most sought at rapper in '98.
He was coming up, but he still didn't have.
He didn't have an album. That album messed him up.
He didn't have the leggings to stand on to go against the legend. L already knew that.
I bet you if Cannabis would have made a classic first album, he could have possibly won the battle. That album was trash and it ruined it.
Yeah, it dumbed him down.
Now every lyricist can't make albums.
Exactly.
Kool Moe Dee, it didn't
Like
make
Supernatural.
like How You Like Me Now was Kool Moe Dee's hottest song, and he kept saying, you know, I can only write rhymes, only rock crowds, but now I'm rock records. How You Like Me Now, meaning that was all of his stuff was underground, this and that, but he couldn't make albums. It's hard to make a record, man. Except this generation is more programmed to do so. So they, you know, they don't skip past the lyricists and all that, and they just trying to make a quality rap record. Like the fuck is YoungThug is not even talking.
I don't even.
This motherfucker is mumbling.
Because they eliminated the cipher.
I don't even want to.
Right.
Cipher is where
Say
you
that you
have
shot.
to keep it moving.
Yo, this motherfucker is mumbling.
Right.
His whole album is mumbling.
I know.
But all this shit. Now, check this out. I realized though that the shit was deep, what he was saying, but it's scat and it's syrup and weed activated. Now let me tell you what I mean by that. You gotta be on the syrup and weed to be on the frequency to find out what the fuck he talking about, because that's the frequency he was on when he wrote that shit.
That's how the Chronic album is.
Right? So I had some Henny one day, and I popped a little Henny, and I popped in the YoungThug shit, and I understood it.
Oh.
I didn't understand it prior to that because I was sober. So a lot of times, look, Jimi Hendrix shit is acid activated.
I'm about to say, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Bob Marley's shit is fucking weed activated. Meaning, that's what he was on when he created this shit. And for you to even match that frequency, you gotta beat it. Now, everything is not always drug activated. Public Enemy shit is revolutionary activated. So you have other people who, if you understand their music, you can. But YoungThug and Future and all of these mumbling artists, right? Now, here's the thing. Mumbling is if I'm creating a song and I don't have the words to the song yet. I know the rhythm to the song, but I don't have the words. Words slow the process down, so to speak. These niggas bypassed words and went straight from the thought process into the studio and mumbled what was coming out of their heads onto the song with the weed and the syrup right there. Going in, and for us, that's not our thing, so it sounds like gibberish to us. But gibberish is a form of speaking, like when you in the spirit, right? James Brown started that shit. When he caught the spirit and started getting funky with it, niggas like, what is James talking about? We don't know, but we know it just opened up a vortex and it moved the energy from one level to the next. So these guys are the new generation of James Brown. Whether we want to agree with it or not, I'm trying to tell you, in order to understand it, you got to be on the frequency that they're on when they're in the studio making their magic. Remember, this is voodoo. They cooking their shit up. Excuse my French. I got the young one here. They cooking their stuff up, right? And the way they cooking their stuff up is alchemy. They got their bottle of Henny. They got their whatever it is to take them into their zone so that they can tap in. And once the drums start playing, they're allowing their spirit to come out. And now they're not even using words. Whatever come to their mind, because Future had a song, something commas, 100,000 with 100,000, something commas. I didn't know what he was saying for like a month. I said, what is he saying? And to the young people, I said, Dad, he's saying F up some commas. You know what I'm saying? Get this money, F up some commas, 100,000 with 100. Now I knew the track on it was crazy. So when the track came on, I could feel the music. Because remember, music is the only thing that can enter your subconscious mind without your permission. It is you. Your heartbeat is the first drum. So when we hear the drums and they coming across, we into it. And then he was mumbling something. I don't know what he was talking about. And let's not get the YoungThug with the song on. Yeah, 100,000 with 100. I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
YoungThug on the T.I. song. What's the song with him and T.I.? All about the money. Yeah. That's exactly what he said. I said, hold up. I know hip hop hasn't reduced itself to this, but it wasn't until I had a glass of Henny cleaning the house that I was in a different place. You ever come to a party and everybody drunk or high but you? And everything, they very loud, because they're all, and to them they're whispering, because they're all on the same frequency already. You just showed up at the party because you woke up late, and you just came and you don't know what's going on here, and you can't even take the energy. You might have to leave. Or if you don't drink at all, and you go to a party with a whole bunch of people, you know what I mean? You're not on the frequency that they're on. This is alchemy. This is magic. This is how it gets done. I had a couple of glasses of Hennessy, and now his lyrics made sense. For some strange reason, I was able to make a connection. Now, when I sobered up, I was back to my, what the hell is this?
That's because the music is actually induced with that frequency.
Right. That's what I was definitely saying. Yes.
But where does that lead the culture, sir?
That leads the culture to say this, and I want to be out of pocket when I say this. Future and them are moving music forward.
That's their own style.
That's their own.
So they're not biting. So they
You
have
want it?
every right because
I tried
that's
to
their
explain
own
this to my
style.
son the other night. He was looking at me like that. I said, I don't care how many rhymes I hear from Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole, and I like them. It's nothing new what they're saying. It's nothing that they're gonna say that's gonna change. I done heard it all. They're rhyming in the language of English. And it's no new, yet Future and these guys have their own style. And remember, creativity is about creating your own style to come out of the conformity that we all are in. So whether you like it or not, they're moving it forward.
They're not biting at all.
They're not biting at all. They've created a vortex or a style unheard of. Right? So whether we like it or not, because I'm old school hip hop, you know, I like to be able to understand my artist, what they're saying in the language of English, and that's just showing you that I'm out of touch, so to speak. I started listening to Future and them a little bit more. They are creating their own style, and that's what creativity is about. I don't care how many times I keep giving you the same album. Nas, I love him. He give me the same album every year. It's the same album. He's intelligent. He gonna put a few rhymes together, but it stays within the conformity of a matrix design that he created based on his thought process. Here comes Kanye West, and Kanye never give you the same album twice. All right? Either his production, the 808, he's always trying something new because he understands the power of music not to give people the same thing over and over. Now his personal life,
but
that's
does
a
he
whole nother
lose their
story.
fans from one album to the next,
He
or
probably
is he
does,
gaining new fans?
but as an artist, I don't care. Artistry is about my art. You know what I'm saying? These bankers and all these corporations behind me are telling me, no, Kanye, we need the same album, because they're looking at their numbers. As an artist, I'm only in creativity, and I'll make my money. You know what I'm saying? That'll come later. It's art first. Then get some money. Now the corporations got you twisted. I don't care how many times you put out that album. We want that album again and again and again and again, and then you become stagnant as an artist too. When you do try to step out and do something new, people go, oh, no, I don't want that. It's done, right? The magic is in the artistry. I'm God when I'm creating. I'm making something unseen, seen, or unheard, heard. That's where the magic is. If I can take my pen and draw some glyphs and some artistry that only comes out of my mind, right? And this art, that's why art is so powerful. When you look up at an art piece and you notice the only piece in the world that's gonna be like that is because it came out of my mind. You can't tap into my mind and replicate that. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with your lyrics and how you deliver it. And back in the day, that's why hip hop was so powerful, because no two artists sounded the same. You had to take what was out and go, I can't do that. You wasn't down by law if you did that. Remember that term, down by law.
No biting allowed.
No biting allowed. You know what I'm saying? You cannot sound like somebody else or we rejected you. You had to sound what was considered to be original. But now, yes?
What period was this?
80s, late 80s, early 90s. De La Soul, X-Clan, Brand Nubian, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince had their own lane. KRS-One, Public Enemy,
Quest. Tribe
Called Quest, De La Soul, Jungle Brothers.
Where did it change though? Because it seemed like when Das EFX came out with the Diggity style, everybody had that then. It was just constant then.
Well, then
they flooded it then.
Well, it started even before then. When N.W.A. came out, remember Tim Dog, who I was with, he wrote F. Compton because he was so frustrated with these labels telling him we want Jerry Curl Juice and gangster rap now on the East Coast. These are East Coast labels. Every time he shot this demo, we looking for N.W.A. We looking for N.W.A. Why? Because that's what was selling. He went home and wrote F. Compton. Step to the damn chair. Tim Dog is here. Let's get right down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna talk about a bullet city. Talk about them dudes from Compton. They ain't about because they really ain't stomping. Fighting over colors. All that gang, it's for dumb mother. You see what I'm saying? He was so frustrated. He had a #1 hit with no radio play with that one song. And we toured the world, London, Holland, Paris, Germany, all through the States, F. Compton. And crowds, massive crowds of people was like, yeah. You see what I'm saying? So when Diggity came along, now it became not gimmicky because that was their style. They created that.
But then everybody did it, like Jay-Z did it.
Well, see, Jay was with Jaz-O. Jaz-O was the originator. Kumo D was the originator. Him and LA Sunshine of the triple rhyme style. But Jaz-O mastered it. You know what I'm saying? And added his own vibration and taught Jay-Z how to do it. You see what I'm saying? But when Das EFX came out, it was a little bit more style and flavor to it. So we respected it because it was their style. They were claiming ownership of a style, and then everybody else tried to come behind it and do it, but it's no longer original. Now it's a replication of what has already been done, and so forth and so on. And that's when the marketing came in, and Puffy showed up, and Puffy was about his numbers. Puffy was about marketing. I could take these classic songs, put a real MC on it, we're gonna get paid. He had the locks in shiny suits.
Didn't he go to war with J. Rule?
Who?
Puffy.
With Ja Rule?
No, J. Rule the Damager.
I'm not sure. He probably did.
I think J. Rule the Damager was trying to knock that out before they got that momentum.
Before they even got that on the road.
I know J. Rule had, he said something about the Fugees.
Yeah.
He had a problem with the Fugees when he said, I know a couple of MCs and a woman is the strongest man or something.
Yeah. So you had them underground battles that were taking place, and it became about marketing now. Now we're gonna market, we have corporations behind us now. As I was explaining to the brother, rappers, a difference between an MC and a rapper, the MC is for the people, by the people. So if there's struggles going on in the community, the MC will come out at all costs, and his rhymes or her rhymes will reflect that. And you had to answer to us. But now, Pepsi paying me $5 million. And they say, look, Black Dot, you can't go out and speak that to the people no more because it's hurting our brand. I can't come out and say nothing. I gotta act like ain't nothing going on in my community. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between an MC and a rapper. Rappers are corporate sponsored.
I got a question. Where does Jay Electronica fit in? MC or rapper?
MC. I'm gonna say an MC because, you know, his rhyme style, one thing about him, the geometrical patterns that are coming out of his mouth are like some I haven't seen before in a while. Meaning the way he creates his music is different. He might have an instrumental for 4 minutes, then kick a rhyme on top of it. His rhyme style is never really the same on each song. You know what I'm saying? He does his own thing. So the geometrical patterns that I'm receiving are that this is a special MC. I always thought his ass was dyslexic. Because, meaning, his mouth would be moving so fast because he couldn't process all the thoughts that was coming out of his head. So you know he talks almost with a stutter. It's because he got so much information on his mind that he wants to get out that his mouth is moving too slow for the words. I always thought he was kind of, but once he starts MCing, there's no stutter. Why? Because that's the zone that he's in. That's his magical zone. That's where he really want to be all the time. But he got to come down here and deal with you earthlings and asking them questions. And you see what I'm saying? People who stutter are like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you tell them to sing or get into something that moves beyond the you know what I'm saying, the analog or linear breakdown of speaking, and they go in. So Jay Electronica, but I'm waiting for the album, dude.
Can he save hip hop?
Can he say no?
You don't think? You don't think he's Messiah?
He don't got enough. He not got enough ears.
Do you think Jay-Z's a cause because of that?
I think Jay-Z might be holding his album up. I don't know who Jay-Z down with.
He know he not.
Okay, so
Jay
now,
gonna
so
want his
now.
money back. He like, I'm gonna put you out here. I want my check though.
Oh, okay. On the Breakfast Club. I saw bits and pieces of it. Now, I say that to say, if I can see the geometrical patterns coming out of his mouth, literally, because you know when you speak, you know that words are just the vessel by which your thoughts can move around on the earthly plane and make all of this happen. And his thoughts that are encased in his words are deep. You know what I mean? So if I can see it, they can see it.
You don't think he's the rap Messiah?
I'm not gonna say he's the rap Messiah because that's too much pressure for him. You know what I'm saying? To have to, and these corporations are set up, and they got so many of these spiritual filters around now that they can block anything. If they don't like, whoa, we know what he's trying to do. You see what I'm saying? Because they're so used to everybody creating these rap records that don't mean nothing. These rap records are meaningless. You can call me on my cell phone. Yeah, it's cool when you're in your car, it's catchy, but it means nothing. It's not raising the energy, it's not busting through vortexes, it's not doing anything. Right? And everybody is following his lead, so nobody rises above. You can call me on my cell phone. Nobody's rising above that. You know what I'm saying? He got a song of really big things. These really big things. My team needs it's really big things. This is what my team and really big things. We need really big things because my team need big things. That's the whole song. Right? And he got another one out with Future. Give it to me, Malcolm. Come on now. Huh? Jumpman. This is the whole song. I'm not making fun. The whole song is Jumpman. You a Jumpman. I'm a Jumpman. The whole song. And niggas is like, yo, this shit is crazy. No, it's not. It's garbage. But if you playing it 50 times a day, I'll be in my car. Jumpman, weaving through traffic. Jumpman. But it means nothing. Hip hop has to kind of reinvent itself. I was watching the battle rappers for a while, and I thought maybe they would be the ones because, you know what I'm saying, they have a little bit more freedom. They're not encased in the beat and the rhythm, because the rhythm can strain you. It's 16 bars, you trying to fit all your stuff in them 16 bars, you know what I'm saying? And so forth and so on. And you know, say it again?
So corporations have them.
Oh, corporations now have them. Now, but I'm getting to that point, young man, because when they was just doing it raw, I said, if the corporations leave them alone, they're gonna be good. But I said, the minute they go in the back room and sign them corporate deals, and now battle rap sponsored by Pepsi, it's a wrap. It's over. It's done.
Corporations can't they know they going.
And then remember, what's spiritual to us is just money to somebody else. They don't have the capacity to understand, this is my culture. This is my way of life. I need to express these words to free myself, even if it's not on the physical plane, because that's where our magic is, right? To them, it's just money. They go, all right, well, how much can we make? Because I don't care if conscious rap could sell millions and millions of records, that's what you would hear on the radio.
That's why they dumb down people like Lupe Fiasco.
Right, it's a balance, because our story is a balanced story. I want to hear about my homies in the street getting it, because that's a part of our reality, but I also want to hear about the, you know, dudes on the straight and narrow trying to get it. I want to hear, at my age, I'm 47, I hate MCs my age with the name Little John or Lil Tony. Nigga, you ain't nothing little about you. You a grown man. Right? So when you put out your music, I want it to reflect your age group, because it's a market for it now.
Yeah, I agree.
You see what I'm saying? So my album, I put out an album 3 years ago called Walk With Me. It was about having kids, man, the struggles, a lot. People my age can relate to this. I'm not gonna come out with an album talking about Jumpman.
Right.
Jumpman. Really big things. I got really big things. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Right? So, Macklemore put out a song with Kool Moe Dee on it, Melly Mel, and Grandmaster Caz.
They played it before the joint.
Right, recently. Now,
Like they made a video like that.
I almost vomited.
Nobody brought him out but him.
I almost vomited because it took this white boy to do it. You understand my
I
point?
peeped game when I first heard it.
I said, wait a minute, you mean we don't even respect our culture? So one thing about white folks, they respect their culture. So you never talk about the Rolling Stones, the Beatles. You could be 16, your parents teach you about it and the connection that we can keep everything together. Now everything is all over the place. Everybody just trying to get theirs. You know how they can get theirs, and we're stuck.
That's why I think the Messiah, the new Messiah, I think we was looking in the wrong direction. I think, me personally, like when you say Jay Electronica, I think it was Bobby Shmurda. I think that's why they set him where he is, because he had,
I think
because he came, he got Elephant Man, he went for the elders. He kind of knew what he was doing, and they
that song
set that energy.
powerful.
Right, Smurder dance.
That's Smurder dance.
I agree. That ain't my generation, but I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter plays that.
This is what I mean. Certain joints
Locked
come on,
everybody in.
and it just moves you. Right? It's undeniable. And me, I'm always like this. Because these young dudes, I'm like, man, you can play some bull crap, and that joint come on, I'm like,
Right.
you know, I can't help it to get my neck snapping. My neck start popping. Right? So that's beyond the physical. Right? That's beyond the physical. You can't even contain it. And then but his problem was, they was too real. They was rhyming about stuff they was really doing. They was really killing people, shooting people. One dude, he shot somebody at the concert. They had a concert at the Barclay Theater. He out in front of the Barclay Theater in a shootout. He goes into the concert with the same clothes on. And is on stage like, he's like, hold up, dude, is that real? So that's real. You know what I mean? A little too real, because rappers ain't really killing nobody. You know what I'm saying? Only rappers I find real today is Styles P. Oh yeah. I believe shit Styles P say. Yeah. Certain artists you can hear say, yeah, all right, I believe that. And there's certain other artists you go, come on, son, you ain't do all that. You ain't do none of that. When Styles P said, yo, I was in the club with the burner under my jacket in the movie theater, puffing on the L, my shorty going down on me. I'm like, I can see that. You know what I mean? So certain artists got certain, truths to them.
I felt like Lupe was on your side for a minute, man.
Lupe, yeah, but see, to me, one person can't be the Messiah, because that can be contained at any given time. One person can't be the Savior, because the temptations involved. Remember, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So my human experience may lead me in the back of the club and tearing something down that I shouldn't be tearing down. That's the human side of me. The spiritual side of me understands that I must use my music to awaken people and do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I was telling my son, I was walking by KFC, and they had the goddamn, Wendy's, and they had this chicken sandwich with Gouda and all kind of crazy. I had to try this. Now, the human side of me says, Doc, you need to experience this chicken sandwich. This shit look crazy. It's got Gouda, like 3 kind of cheeses on it, something. Now, I'm not gonna make a habit out of eating the chicken sandwiches, because the habit is what causes you downfall. But my human experience wants me to, because if everything you did was righteous, how would you know what was righteous?
Yeah, very righteous.
You see what I'm saying? How the hell would you know
It has
what?
to be wickedness.
It has to. You have to you gotta kind of walk. That's why everybody's walking path is different. I tore that chicken sandwich down, son.
But when he said,
and it was a great experience.
Wouldn't a rap Messiah be the one to waken other people up, to lead them into a positive direction through their music?
Yes, but the positive direction is masked in so much craziness right now. So, because the corporations has got everything on smash, ain't nobody selling no records no more. You gotta have the 360 deal. Once the 360 deal came about, which is now the labels own everything you do. If you selling t-shirts, hats, they in on it. If you touring, they in on it. It didn't used to be like that. When you toured, all of that was used to be your money, your hats. If you got a movie deal on the side, now they got these artists locked into these 360 deals where everything you do, if you fart, that's a part of they stink. That's how deep they involved with this now. So now you can't make money on, and plus we're not buying, nobody's buying records anymore. Everybody's downloading, which is the digital era. I ain't bought an album in 10 years. No, let me stop. I bought somebody's album recently because this is I respect them.
I just bought Karis One.
Karis One's album I listened to. I was with him the other night. I'm gonna buy that. Somebody's album recently I bought just because I wanted it to reflect on their sales. But everything is digital now. You know what I mean? So you have to have these cross-promoted deals. You got to be down with Pepsi or some kind of corporation to do your numbers now. So and they do that early on now. That used to be something you had to achieve. You had to climb the ladder before Pepsi said, "We like what you're doing. We wanna."
These established artists, do like Busta Rhymes. Say he left all those major companies, he can still make all his money on the side because he has an established name, and he can go through the internet and still tour and make mixtapes without going through a major company.
He could, but the corporate money is probably really good. Like if Pepsi offering you $10 million and you ain't never had nothing, and you used to live in a certain lifestyle. Because the same forces used to obtain must be the same forces used to maintain. So if I come through your block and take your block by force, I shoot the whole block up. I mean, every day I gotta be out there shooting the block up because that's the way I earn the block. If you working out and you getting all buff and your neck like this, guess what? Now you a slave to the gym because you have to do this to maintain this. You see what I'm saying? So I say all of that to say, once you get a big mansion and you flying in G5 jets, and you getting that money like that, you get used to that lifestyle. Then when your records don't sell no more, because it happens, you know, up and down, because the artistry of it, you don't care about that. But the business aspect, you care about that. Now, you still want to fly and give off the appearance you're still doing well. So now you're taking them backdoor deals. You know what I'm saying? With corporations that you know you shouldn't be sponsoring because they're killing our neighborhoods with alcohol, and cigarettes, and drugs, and all of these. Ain't nothing off limits now. What these dudes are willing to sell to keep the lifestyle that they're living.
LL Cool J, is he an example?
He's a great example. You know what I'm saying? He went Hollywood and he ain't been back. The money the TV money is real good. They pay you. You know, he probably getting 80,000, 100,000 an episode. It ain't no craziness, backdoor deals with TV. They pay you your money. You get down with a label and then they got goons. The labels got goons and they're like, look, we ain't gonna be able to pay you right now. And we got them tapes of you doing some nasty shit that we can put on right now if you want to get real funky about it. That shit you didn't remember when you popped that, what you thought was just a Molly and you didn't know I put something else in that and you woke up and your ass hurting. We got the tapes. So how y'all want to do this?
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? That's how them corporations, they got good. Listen, this is a dirty business. And that didn't start with black folks. Them Jews, J. Edgar Hoover started all that with the, secretly taping congressmen, and, you know, because it gave them leverage. And then it spilled over into other corporations where, dude, how you want to, Lil Wayne is in a contract now with Baby, and you don't want to know how nasty that stuff probably is. Literally and figuratively. Right? We don't want to know. So he's stuck now. He can't move. He got the Carter 5 waiting in the can. It ain't popping until I say it's popping. Yeah, Lil Wayne talking about you owe me $50 million. You think I'm gonna pay you $50 million? And I probably done ran up in your guts a couple of times. So you out your mind? You ain't getting nothing. What you gonna do? Alright? TMZ is a government agency. They laying in the, how you think they get all this information?
Right.
You think they just happen to be with the right spot at the right time?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's a CIA operation. That's a CIA operation. Because they just happen to show up and be there at the right time, always.
Every time.
How's this possible?
Every time.
That's a CIA operation. So once you leak something to them, ball game. Look at your man, Charlie Sheen just had to come clean. He had the monster because they was getting ready to drop it and say, listen. He had been paying some backdoor people. It's a whole other world, you know, to keep it quiet for a while. But somebody was like, look, man, I need more money. So, damn, I gave you 10 million. I need 10 more.
I'm coming out.
Keep these secrets. And then he just had to come clean and say, hey, I got the monster.
You know what? He chose the right time, right? When the terrorist attack happened?
Yes, he dropped
it. On
it.
the back burner.
Right.
And the terrorists.
His people probably said, we're going to wait to drop this. Soon as the terrorist attacks took place. That's a whole nother story.
What I say,
Something else. Terrorist attacks. He dropped that under. But listen, Magic never had AIDS.
What?
I said
I want
that.
somebody else to say
Listen,
something.
I said that.
Person to get the black dude to get that.
Thank you. Thank
The only
you.
person
Thank
to
you.
get fat with AIDS.
Thank
Everybody else
you.
is skinny.
I said that 10 years ago. People looked at me like I was crazy. Magic Johnson never had AIDS.
What the?
They were using him to get you to go down and get the AZT test. Now, remember in '84, the tennis player
Arthur
Ashe had it, but he got it from a blood transfusion. Nobody flinched. Nobody went and got tested. I didn't. I didn't budge. When I saw Magic on the TV, like, look, nigga, I got the monster. This is real. I went the next day, nigga. I was in line like everybody else. Oh man, I know I done screwed some nasty chicks. Please don't. And everybody I knew went, and they made billions. Everything went up. His name is Magic. It's an illusion. His last name is Johnson. Isn't this your Johnson? Wow. It was an illusion about his Johnson the whole time. They didn't need him no more. Jordan defeated him. Remember, Jordan is number 23. He's number 32. He just took Jordan out. I mean, Jordan took him out, became the icon of the NBA. So now that's Jordan's. And they probably told Magic, listen, for a couple of years, because black folks are slow. For a couple of years, you're going to be, you know what I'm saying, the ambassador and all this. And then people are going to forget about it. And it's on, and now you own all these businesses. In my humble opinion, he never had it. But I'm willing to believe that they had some tapes on him.
Oh yeah.
Because Isaiah was telling you, Isaiah Thomas was like, yo, them boys out in Hollywood, because Magic had done some things out in Hollywood he wasn't proud of. Look at his son.
Oh yeah.
The oldest one.
That shit don't happen. This to happen.
Right. Now, Magic's wife, she was pregnant. She didn't have it.
Exactly.
The baby didn't have it.
I forgot how
How's that even possible?
I said, how come he didn't get it?
Same thing with Eazy-E. Wasn't his wife pregnant at the time or something?
That's right.
If it's supposed to be.
They didn't get it.
Damn.
So this is a HIV. This is a monster with a conscience. Like, nah, I'm not gonna do that to the baby, son. I'm gonna stay up in your Johnson. Really?